Welcome to the Nintendo Rewind, the premier podcast where we are rewinding and recapping last week for Nintendo. We're back again, all three of the Caballeros sitting right here at our desks for Nintendo Rewind. Well, I've got my co-host Josh Taylor back. Welcome, my old friend. I'm glad you're back here. Yes, that is you. Thank you for doing a point, so that way people are certain who is Josh Taylor. And then also we have down in the bottom, Chris Becker got his own screen. Which, if you guys were here last week, you know Chris got his own screen. This me's went on a vacation to Sunshineville, Delfino Island, USA, and it's been a really, really good time. But before we dive in to the show, Chris, how's it going, my dude?
Oh, it's going well. Just out here, living. I just had a brownie mixed with peanut butter cookie tonight. That was good. I took a nap. I took, the nap roulette. I almost didn't wake up in time for the podcast, but I managed to make it. So.
I was horrified. But I think I called on Discord. I shot a message and tagged him. I shot another message later and said, Chris, I hope you're okay. I called him on his cell phone. I shot him a text and I was like, are you going to be on the show tonight? And he was like, yeah, I'll be there. So he's here. It's a good thing. He's here. Oh man. How was your last week? What kind of games did you get into? Did you enjoy your last week, Chris?
My last week was pretty good. I finished Dexter. I never watched it before. I've only watched Dexter New Blood, and then for the last few weeks we've been watching Dexter. I think I fell asleep.
Is New Blood the prequel series? Is that what that is?
New Blood is the sequel series. It's like a single season. But then we were watching Dexter. I think I was typing in our Discord chat when I fell asleep, and then just sent a recording of the episode where they're like yelling at each other, and you're like, "Are you okay?" Yeah. So one thing about me, I like naps.
One thing about you. That's the one thing. The only thing is Chris likes naps.
One thing about me, I like naps. I played some Denpa Men, Ninja Slayer. I played, which is the new game by the studio that did Oija, maybe? O-I-J-A, I think it's called.
Elijah, I think.
Elijah,
O-L-I-J-A.
Yeah. So they made it. This seems like it was made on a very small budget. And it's one of those games, like, it reminds me of like an NES game, because you'll get like almost all the way through the level. If you die, you start all the way back at the beginning of the level. And that just got me to close the game and delete it. So, other than that, it's pretty good. $20.
As one does.
Yeah. Go ahead, pick it up if you wish.
Absolutely. Yeah. By the way, we've had a Histowii running, and I forgot to start the live poll for the live audience here. But on July 21st, 1995, in Nintendo history, what console launched on that day? And the options were Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket, or Virtual Boy. So get your votes in. We'll reveal the answer after we hear from Josh how everything went. So
how everything went? Are we going here? Because this is going to be a little bit.
Tell the people. Listen, we got all night here. Tell the people how everything went. How was your where did you go, first and foremost, and secondarily, how was your vacation?
I'll give it somewhat the short version here, because I could talk about just a million things happened in a week and a half time. But yeah, basically I went to California for our first time with my wife and daughter, mostly for Disneyland. We spent, I don't know how well everybody knows the parks over there, but we went to Disneyland itself 2 days. We went to Disney California Adventure 2 days, which is part of the same resort area. And we also went to Universal Hollywood for 1 day. We had to take a Uber thingy over there, so that we only went there once. But of course that means I ended up at the Nintendo World over there, which is really just Mario World. They call it Nintendo, but this is Mario, but that's fine. So yeah, I've got a little bit of footage from that. Did I send your wife? You want to show some of that off?
Absolutely.
So that was really awesome to see.
Let me get it pulled up here. You keep going.
It made me really anticipate the Orlando version even more, since there'll be like more stuff in a Yoshi ride and Donkey Kong. But this is really awesome to already go ahead and see. I really like the one of my favorite things is all the interactive elements where you got to do the little challenges and you get the 3 keys. If you looked into it, you probably already know what I'm talking about. But then you can fight Bowser Jr. at the end of it, and that was really cool. And all 3 of us played. I put on my Yoshi band for the show tonight. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's kind of like the magic bands that you have at Disney. And there's my wife and daughters as well. So we all 3 had our own teams, so
Not
to speak.
a Mario in sight.
No, we would have got. There's actually a gold one that I really, really wanted.
Oh man!
But we were in a hurry, and it wasn't at the Koyos. I can't say the word. The Koyos things where you order these in the
kiosk.
park.
Yeah,
the kiosk. There we go. So you had to go to like a store and all this. So I was in a hurry. I didn't have time for that. So I ended up not getting the gold one. But I got some other. Hold on. Here's probably the biggest thing I got.
That right Chef Toad. Is that a statue? Or an amiibo?
That's a little figure.
I wish it was an amiibo. I wish it was an amiibo. That'd be
wish
hilarious.
It was an amiibo. I got a couple pins as well, because I got a pin board for stuff like that. I won't show all that off here, but yeah, we went to the restaurant there and ate some really cool stuff. It's the first time I've ever eaten spaghetti and meatballs while at a theme park. But it was really good. It was the one with a little flour on it. We got different desserts and drinks and things like that. So we got to try out pretty much everything you could while we were there. Not food-wise, we tried a good bit, but I did the Mario Kart ride once. The line got too long after that. Saw Peach, Toad. I saw Toad twice because Toad's awesome there. I don't know if you've seen him, but that's the little short, chunky Toad is amazing.
I saw the picture of you with him, and you had to take a knee to stand next to that poor guy.
I did that was the second time I wandered off by myself. I was like, I'm going to go again. No, Mario and Luigi were very hard to get, so I didn't get to Mario and Luigi. Their line was always super long, and then they just decided to stop showing up partway through the day. So just didn't do it. I got like a far off one, so that's whatever. I'll save it for next time. But yeah, it was super cool to see all of that like in motion. Even with it being a smaller area in Hollywood.
Dude, I'm so jealous. I want to go. I'm looking forward to the Florida park opening later on this year. I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun, and it's a lot closer than the California location one. And I'm hoping it should be at least a little bit cheaper than trying to get to the California one in general. Anyway,
well,
so
yeah.
Maybe not cheaper to actually arrive there, but like cheaper to get there. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it was super cool to see still. Even though we only got to spend a day there, and it was super crowded. But I'm very, very glad I went to that. Of course, I'm a big like Disney parks fan, so I love that as well. The original Disneyland and all that. I finally got to see. And more of I grew up at Walt Disney World in Florida, so it didn't feel like home, but it was still amazing all its own way. So somewhat game related, I guess, to add to that. We also, the 3 of us, I'll show you this real quick, since it's sitting here. We all picked up, I've tried to fight this for a long time because I knew it could possibly be a money pit for me. It's not too bad though. But we picked up Lorcana, the little card game. We started that. I'm not usually used to these kind of card games, but we've been learning it, and I think we've done pretty good. It's my little box. My wife got one, and my daughter got one. So
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, we've been giving that a go.
1v1.
Yeah, it's been good. It has been good.
How's it compared to? How does it compare to like like the Pokemon card game or Marble Snap?
I should have played Marble Snap, but I haven't because I don't keep up with mobile games very well.
Deadpool's Diner event going on right now. Anyway, that's a totally different show. That's not Nintendo Rewind.
I stuck with mobile games, and with Pokemon, I've collected some of the cards on and off just when I kind of feel like it, but I haven't played much of the game in a long time, so I can't really say.
Game strikes me as like more Magic the Gathering than anything. More Magic the Gathering than Pokemon the trading card game.
But from what I've heard, this is easier to learn than like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or any of those, I guess. And it's still a little bit of a learning curve because I'm not used to these kind of games, and I'm not the smartest individual in the bunch, maybe. But my daughter's picked it up pretty quickly, and she's probably smarter than me anyway, so that doesn't matter. But it's very doable, and it's very cool. We're all Disney fans, and the artwork's really neat on them if you ever look into it. So yeah. And sorry, it was a little bit of a ramble.
Oh no, I was gonna say I think the coolest thing about those Nintendo bracelets that you have, the Yoshi, Peach, and Toad, is that they all work as amiibos as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They do, and the little app. I won't show it off now, but the little app, like you can pick a different pose and collars and stuff to customize. There's badges you can get at the park. You can collect coins and all of this. So it was just really cool to go around and do all that. You could really spend a lot of time, even in that smaller version of the park, if you really, really wanted to dig into it. So I imagine Orlando, I'm going to be planning like at least an entire day just for that. Like out of that Epic Universe theme park, I've definitely got to have like a day just for that area and Donkey Kong.
Absolutely,
so,
absolutely. It's only Nintendo Day. Listen, Danielle cannot drag you away from the floor. I'm kidding.
Yeah, and she's listening right now.
Absolutely. Listen, Danielle, you leave that man in his dreamland. He needs to survive his dreams. Man, my week was just nowhere near as eventful as either of your alls. I mean, like, I did things, but like mostly played Zenless Zone Zero and video games on the internet, and that was it.
It was the same day, actually, when I went there, when the NES, however you want to say the name. I hate the name because I get confused. The Nintendo World Championship NES Edition came out. So it was kind of cool to go back to the hotel and have that preloaded. It was like I unlocked it by going, I didn't get the pretty box.
If you guys want to see what's in it, you can go see a opening video we did while you were gone on vacation, Josh. you can go see the opening of the big box. So
try and open it, yeah.
Yep. Hey, you leave me alone. I can't help myself. It was bad. It's over there on the old YouTubes. So go take a look. It was bad. My favorite line from that video that you did, Chris, by the way, was who knew that the championships would start at the box? I was just struggling to open the dang thing, but it was good. I don't know. We've got thoughts on Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. I'm sure Josh we'll get to yours eventually later on down the show. If you guys are curious about what Chris and I thought while Josh was gone, you can go check out that video over on our YouTube as well. But before we dive into the main part of the show, I do want to extend a big thank you to our members over on NintendoRewind.com. We have 3 tiers that are available that you can go and sign up for. But what that means is you can directly support our content, guide what we're discussing, get exclusive videos that won't be uploaded to our YouTube channel, i.e. there is a video where Chris and I compete against each other in Nintendo World Championships. It's pretty funny. It's about 20 minutes of awesome content that you can go snag for $5 a month on the Rewinder tier and up. But you'll also get merch discounts. There's even a tier that only costs $1 a month. And with it, you get a shout out on our show that said, I do want to thank our members this week, Calamity Nolan and Sierra Christian. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. I greatly appreciate all of the support that you guys give. It means the world to us. We do have a new tripod that is going to be en route to Josh momentarily. He's no longer going to have to use Lego boxes to be able to keep it up. But yes, it is a secret. It is a secret. But now it's public, so it's no longer a secret.
That's why when I do this, that happens.
It's an earthquake. It's really an earthquake in West Virginia land. So, hey, he lives on a tectonic plate. It's all good. But we had the Histowii U going on in the live poll. Chat decided that their answer was going to be C Virtual Boy for the console that came out on July 21st, 1995, and the answer was C, Virtual Boy. Congratulations, chat. You guys crushed it. Without any further ado, though. Yeah, you're welcome. Without any further ado, we're going to dive into the MyNintendo news and catch you guys up on all the stuff that's going on over there. We'll catch you right after this transition. Josh, tell the people about the stuff. What all we got? We got a lot.
All right. So it's mostly a lot of wallpapers here at first, but you do get a couple free ones. That's always nice. You get the wallpaper for Pikmin. Well, I'm sorry. As they have it listed, it's wallpaper Pikmin A for this month. As you can see there, it's pretty nice. I like it. It's pretty. It is 0 platinum points. There is also the wallpaper Pikmin B. These wonderful titles that they've got on MyNintendo. It's pretty cool too. I like it. Very pretty world. 0 platinum points. Now these ones all cost platinum points, but I'm sure if you look hard enough on the internet, you can get them for free anyway. This one is a. Not that I would do that. There is a wallpaper for Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online. That is 50 platinum points there. It's an interesting one. Just adding my own little review there, I guess. The other ones here, I like these ones. Okay, this one's a wallpaper for a Nintendo World Championships NES edition for Excite Bike, 50 platinum points. Pretty cool. And along with that one, we also have the same for Link as well, for Nintendo World Championships NES edition. Not that I was too lazy to say the whole title again. That one's 50 points, and we also have one for Mario from Super Mario Brothers 3, as well there. So those are all pretty cool. If you want to grab those, they are up. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing new on sweepstakes, but I thought I'd go ahead and mention the one for Nintendo World in Universal Hollywood is still up. So if you want to grab that, where I was just at, I already signed up for it because I guess I'm a selfish jerk.
You're just going to go again. Time to go again. It's 10 platinum points, 3 entries max, and that does enter you in for a chance to go to Universal Hollywood with, I think, 2 members. You can take 2 people with you. I think it's for 3 people.
Oh, gosh, I cannot remember. I think
right
it is.
Here.
It's either
we're right here.
Tell me.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. We're all going.
Explain it to the family. Just let them know.
I think my wife would understand. She'd be like, it's a work trip. It's fine.
It is. And there is a new physical reward, which sounds pretty cool on paper. It is Nintendo World Championships NES Edition Trucker Hat. It is 1,200 platinum points, which is a nice reward. I love hats. I bought 3 hats on my stinking vacation because I have no self-control. This is one of them. And this one was here waiting for me when I got back because I went ahead and picked this up. The only problem is, and it looks kind of neat, but it kind of sucks because it's made for like a toddler head at most. So I know I have a really
Can you model
head.
it for us so that way we can at least see the comparison and not this lady? Like, I need to know, how small is it actually?
I mean, I have a huge head, but all right. Last notch. Okay, last notch.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's not going. Yeah, that is
It's not going over that head.
Holy cow. Chris,
But
what was it you
I've
said
said you have a
about
normal
this?
adult head.
When you
It's still gonna be
saw
small.
this originally, what was it you sent to us whenever I said I need to get this hat?
I don't remember.
What did I say?
I think you said something about how it looks like it barely fits this woman's head or something like that.
Yeah, she's having.
I don't know if I paid any attention to that.
I don't know. This looks like a child modeling this. This looks like it fits her head pretty appropriately. But if they'd have gotten Josh to model for this picture, it would have been a little more realistic.
We should have pulled up a picture of Chunky Kong. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's got that little cap that he wears on his head? 'Cause that's basically what that is. It's neat. I mean, it's it's something to whatever. But yeah, it's definitely like a kid size. They don't tell you that. But, enjoy my points, Nintendo.
Yep, enjoy those 1,200 platinum points. That's an expensive mistake. That sucks. It's sold out.
Is it really?
Yeah, I just saw it's listed
Didn't
as
even
sold
notice
out.
that. Okay. It is.
Let's
Never
wait for
mind.
our restock. So never mind, you can't get that.
I'll see everyone get
Josh
mad.
got it.
Yeah.
So anyway.
People ordered it.
It's one of the best.
It is. They need to put them back out in an adult size anyway. It's fine.
Or just put pins out. I want the pins. Anyway, the NSO icons that are up this week. We still have Luigi's Mansion 2 HD icons. They are available until July 24th. I believe this is the last wave. They're at the bottom right-hand corner. Sorry, I'm blind, so I had to take a second to read that. So those are still up. There's some pretty neat ones there, so I'll probably grab a few. They're up until tomorrow. We also have, of course, like every week lately, we have the Play and Redeem Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels icons still available until August the 5th. There's only a handful of them, but they're pretty decent. Donkey Kong Country better be next. I'm still going to say that every time I do this. And there is also, again, the Play and Redeem Super Mario related icons available until, this group is available until July 29th. So, as you can see up there, there's some 3D World and Bowser's Fury. There's Mario Kart 8. You also got some Odyssey in there again as well. So, if you missed those the first time around, just power the game up and grab them. So, that is all we have for that because there is no demos or trials or anything going on. So, yeah. The next thing we have would be in-game events.
All right, hang on one second. Hang on. There's a bumper.
Yeah, we weren't ready. Wait.
Okay, Chris, you can tell the people about the events now. Take it away.
For crying out loud, there's Pokemon raids everywhere. We got, what? We still have that Mighty Pikachu for a couple of days that we talked about. And then we got a Mighty Dono Dozo? What the heck is that? You,
I've got the full Pokédex and I don't remember what that is.
we also got mass outbreaks of curly form, curly fries, droopy form, and
Droopy
stretchy
dog.
form.
Stretch Armstrong.
I can't
Yeah.
wait to hear this pronunciation.
Tatsugori.
Oh, it's close, so close.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Tater tots.
We'll
And
get
then we
there.
got chest form of Gimme Ghoul. This is the last time I'm doing this. In 1 through 5-star terror raids, August 8th through 22nd, and then mass outbreaks of Waterel, Real, and
Real.
yeah, Rio Lu, and don't forget Comfy. What else we got? Mighty Dragonite, August 22nd through September 1st. Mass outbreaks, even more of them. Jeez Louise.
So many
All the
outbreaks.
mass outbreaks.
It's like a pandemic out here. Oh man.
Larvatars, we got Bagone, we got Goomy, we got
Shigumi.
yeah, we got Bedlam.
Yeah, Bedlam. It's Bedlam.
Got a lot of hard names to pronounce.
Yeah, look.
It's the ones
Yeah, we got-
you don't usually say out loud.
Just pronounce it with confidence. Everyone will think you're right. It's fine. It doesn't matter anymore. They're all just Pokemon. There's 1,000 of these guys.
And then, but we did get Pokemon Unite, the 3rd anniversary event. Shout out to Pokemon Unite. That was my most played game of 2022.
Even over Animal Crossing?
2022, yes.
Me too.
Impressive. I kept playing that game all the way until 2023, and then I was like, no more.
I played it until they were like, now design your house. I'm like, what are you talking about? Just put whatever you... My house looks like a rat's nest in the game.
So did my wife's. It was pretty funny. She had a bunch of stuffed tigers that were just sitting out in the yard. It was
like
she called herself the Tiger Queen.
I had a wrestling
I
ring.
made Spiral Mountain on mine. Like, I made the whole mountain, and then I put, like, it was Banjo's house, but now it looks like the Haunted Mansion from Disney. But I quite like mine. I think I did all right. I'll give myself credit on that one.
We'll come visit one day.
Yeah. But
yeah, they got Ho-Oh, the Ho-Oh license, which, let me just say, Ho-Oh needs to get buffed, okay? Ho-Oh, not strong enough. Also, that's a fun name to say, Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh. It sounds like a, it would be in the aisle next to an oatmeal cream pie. They got the oatmeal cream pie, they got the Ho-Oh.
I don't know. This whole show has gone off the rails.
And then
my name's out loud.
Yeah. Whoops, I screwed something up.
He just deleted Splatoon 3.
Yeah,
no, there's so much going on.
Nobody else can see
just
what's happening here.
Control Z that. Undo. Edit. Undo.
Control Z. I don't have a Control Z.
I undid it. It's fine.
Okay, so then for Splatoon 3, we got the Splatfest. In America, we got what? What would you eat every day? Bread, rice, or pasta? You tell me, because I'm eating bread every day. I'm eating pasta every day. Rice can kick rocks because I hope it loses.
Listen, I will tell you this.
Pasta's green. Why did they make the pasta green? Like, I would have been more tempted to pick pasta if it wasn't green.
I like some green pasta. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, let's take the bread.
Throwing some spinach in those things.
You can eat the bread.
At this house, we do eat rice like almost every day. Like, my wife makes a rice side and a main like meat entree that we have just about every other day at this house. I'm totally fine with picking rice, but like, my heart of hearts, if I could eat one thing every day and I know it would be terrible for my diet, it would be pasta. It'd be pasta every day.
Green pasta?
Even green pasta. You give me the rainbow of pasta. I'm down for all the pastas. Orange pasta, yellow pasta, green pasta, blue pasta. I'll eat some blue pasta.
Well, but, I say bread because everything's a sandwich. You got hot dogs, you got cheeseburgers, you got so many things like you can put in bread,
That's true. But technically, pasta is
Cheddar
bread.
Bay biscuits.
Bread is a side dish to pasta, in my opinion. Like, it's a side dish. It's less important than the pasta.
But you don't get it with the pasta. This is the rules.
Oh, okay.
Of the Splatfest.
Oh, my bad. And then when we pick one, there will never be bread or rice in Splatlandia ever again.
It's like, would you rather, everything you eat from now on be cold or hot,
That's fair.
That's like that,
That's fair. I understand. I understand the stakes now. Pasta. Thank you, VR32X in the live chat. Right there. Sierra Storm, right there. Yep, pasta. Where are my pasta believers at? Rise up, pasta.
I got an idea. How about you pasta your way out of here? Listen, here's what I'll say. The Splatfest, it's wild that they announced it like the day after Beach beat out.
Yeah, like that was so fast.
Yeah.
That was so fast. I can't believe they've already got plans, not only for one, which the main topic of our show we'll get to later, but 2 Splatfests have already been announced within 24 hours of the last Splatfest ending. So it's insanity. And this one, I'm excited for it. I think I will probably jump back into the Splatfests now too, because it's one of those things where I haven't had the time to dive into Splatfests in a little while. I think the last one we did it live here on this channel in the early days of trying to be affiliated here. And now I haven't played it since, but this being one of the final few Splatfests that are coming, I've got to go rep my team pasta at this point. Me and my wife are going to be playing on opposite teams. Seems like she's out there screaming rice in the chat right now.
So none of us are playing together because I'm picking bread.
I'm picking bread.
Okay, so the bread boys. Just call us the bread boys from now on.
Well, it takes 2 pieces of bread to make a decent sandwich anyway, so
That's
it only
true.
takes one pasta to be good.
We'll have a pasta sandwich.
Green pasta sandwich.
Yeah.
Heck that is.
Leftover cold pasta.
Mm-hmm. I like leftover cold pasta. I'll open up a can of SpaghettiOs right now and just eat it straight up, straight out of the can. Don't tempt me. Live on chat.
I'll take a piece of bread right out of its bag and eat it.
That's not even a challenge.
I'm gonna eat some potato bread.
That's actually pretty good. I'm down for it. What do we got for sales, Chris, before this goes any more off the rails than it already has?
Please leave Ho-Oh out of this. But for sales, we've got the NES Joy-Con. You can save $20. No, you can't. I take that back. You can save 20% for crying out loud. It would not only be $20 off if Nintendo didn't publish it. But yeah, the NES Joy-Con is 20% off right now, just in time for Nintendo World Championships.
It pairs well together.
It pairs well together, and it also pairs well with the newly announced Joy-Con charger.
Well, that's later. That's later.
Oh, heavens.
It's in the news.
In the news. What are you bringing it up now for?
Okay.
That was me that did it. That was a good deflect right there.
It was. It was.
But yeah, so pretty much that's the only sale, really, in terms of stuff going on with the Nintendo products.
Yep, and they do come in a set of 2 as well, so $47 for 2 of them. That's not bad. You can get a limit of 4 sets per Nintendo account, so you can own up to 8 of these controllers if you really, really want to. But you do have to have a Nintendo Switch Online membership to be able to purchase this, so that is required in order to be able to get these.
I was thinking about getting. I don't have them.
You don't have these? You should get them.
Point.
I don't have any.
They're cool. But my Pro controller, the buttons, they have the same buttons in the control pad that works just fine.
Just fine is not good. Just fine is not acceptable.
Get it? I don't know. I got the 64 one. That one matters, for the
Yeah, that one does matter. That one does matter. But I will tell you, my favorite one is that, and I use this on nearly daily. I use it with my Analog Pocket. I use it with my phone. I use it with any emulation I'm doing on my PC. This SNES Joy-Con is my favorite Joy-Con that they put out as far as Joy-Con with a D-pad. It's very good.
Yeah, but it's got the bad buttons.
What do you mean it's got the bad buttons?
It doesn't have the colorful buttons. It's got the
I
American
just didn't
buttons.
get the Famicom version. I can buy those buttons and just replace it. It's all the same stuff that they used back in the 90s. So
Don't do that. You're making me anxious. Please,
yeah.
just leave the buttons where they're at.
Main topic. Welcome
Main
in.
topic is what Pokemon goes best with bread.
what Pokemon would be the best on a sandwich?
Pairing with a sandwich.
I think that's a fair question. Listen, we've been talking a little bit about Splatfests, obviously, and Splatoon stuff, and it is a crazy week. We talked a little bit about there wasn't one announcement for a new Splatfest within 24 hours of the last Splatfest ending. There were two announcements for Splatfest that happened within 24 hours of the last Splatfest ending, which, shout out to Beach. However the heck anybody thinks they want to get a whole beach all to themselves, I don't understand. I didn't rage enough about that last week. I'm going to do it now. But theme park, that's where it's at. There's no lines at that point. Yep. Get out of here. Josh knows. Shout out to him. Shout out to Disney World and Universal Studios and Nintendo Land. But
World's in
now, I didn't ask you. But that being said, we do have a reveal of the last Splatfest that has happened. Okay, so there are 3 teams that are in this, but let me do this. So that way the people can see what we're talking about. There are 3 teams that are listed for what they have dubbed the Grand Festival. They have dubbed the Grand Festival. And the teams are past, present, and future. But if you know the history of Splatoon like I know these 2 dudes below me do, yeah. I can tell you straight up that this Splatfest is going to have implications for years to come on the future of the Splatoon franchise. So, Josh, what was the final Splatfest in Splatoon 1? Can you tell the people?
Oh, that one was Callie versus Marie.
That one was Callie versus Marie. And what team did you go with?
I went with, who did I go with? I went with Marie.
I also went with Marie. And who won?
Callie.
Yep. And then what happened in Splatoon 2, Chris Becker? What happened?
What didn't happen?
What didn't happen? Everything happened and nothing didn't. Oh, man. And then what happened is they released a DLC. They released a DLC called the Octo expansion that had to deal with the ramifications of the final Splatfest that they did in Splatoon 1. It affected everything that was going forward in Splatoon 2, the way that they structured
the main
everything.
Story.
Yeah, even the main story. I forgot about that. Yeah. It's been a while since I played through that main story. So there were ramifications that actually directly affected Splatoon going forward. Then Splatoon 2's final Splatfest came along. Splatoon 2's, well, it wasn't the final Splatfest. My apologies. Let me go back just a moment before I say it was the final Splatfest, because there were some extra ones that they put in toward the end to kind of make up for the fact that they wanted to include some more activity with Splatoon 2 leading up to the release of Splatoon 3. But the final Splatfest that wasn't a redo of a previous Splatfest that was in that game was Chaos versus Order. Yep. And in Chaos versus Order, you had Pearl repping Team Chaos, and you had oh my gosh, Marina. I almost forgot her name. Marina repping Team Order. And I don't remember what the results of that Splatfest were. I do believe it was Chaos. And yes, it was Chaos. For the overall score, Chaos won 3-0. 3-0, the way that they did the score back in the day on that one. And going into Splatoon 3, that affected the overall game. That affected the DLC that they did. That's why we got the side order DLC that we got. And what happened in the side order DLC, Chris? You can tell the people this. You know what happened.
You had to, Order was trying to take over, and you had to take them out.
Yep. Order was trying to take over, and you had to take them out. So you teamed up with Pearlbot, You climb this tower, you get up to the top, you discover that Marina had built this VR orderly version of the lobby from Splatoon 2 in there, and it was trying to leak out and take over the people and their minds and their bodies from the real world into the fake world. And you teamed up with Pearlbot to ascend that. You discover that Marina is at the top of that tower being utilized as a weapon by none other than... What's the guy's name? The bad guy? Do we remember it?
Government?
The government!
DJ. Well, no, wait. Now I'm going blank. I was going to say DJ Octavia, but that wasn't him.
Yeah.
That did that.
I'm pretty sure it was DJ Octavia at the top of that tower. But it's been a few months since I last ascended that tower. So it was DJ.
100% of it. Now I forget. Yeah.
DJ Octavio, who had overtaken Marina and kind of hooked her up to this computer and made her end up being the villain for that. So in this Splatfest that they have announced, this brand new Splatfest that will be happening September 12th through the 15th, representing past, present, and future. Representing past is going to be Callie and Marie. Representing present is going to be Pearl and Marina. And representing future is going to be Shiver, Fry, and Big Man. And I believe, because they have already announced that this is going to be the final fest before they decide to do some more Splatfests leading up to the release of Splatoon 4, inevitably. But I do believe, depending on what team you end up choosing, it's going to have big implications for the future of Splatoon 4 and what we're going to see in the main storyline, what we're going to be seeing in the DLC. So, before we dive into that, let me ask you guys, what teams are you going with? I'll tell you mine before you tell me yours. But I want to go with Team Present. I loved Pearl and Marina. They were my favorite duo out of all of them. I like their music style the best out of all of them. The music in Splatoon 2, I would argue, is significantly better than the music in Splatoon 3. But even beyond that, I like their designs. I like that they're a pair of a squid and an Octo Kid, like it is absolutely kind of a cool, a cooler rendition of the Squid Sisters. But also, if you play through the main story in Splatoon 3, I don't really care for Deep Cut. Anyway, they're bad guys. Spoilers. Sorry, this game's been out for a few years. You guys should be okay. But I think I want to go with Present. That is the team I want to sign on with. I want to see what ends up happening and unfold more of their story because they seem to be the most interesting to me out of all of it. What about you, Josh?
I could maybe agree on the favorite group, or the sisters, or whatever you want to call it, with Pearl and Marina. Pearl's probably my favorite, I guess. But I never pick based off of who picks what team. Like, with the new ones, like I would pick Big Man every time, easy. But I never, even from the first game, I've never cared. I just go off of the actual theme. I'm probably just... from the looks of the theme, I'm almost leaning towards past. Kind of looks the coolest. Like, and maybe it's somewhere I've been playing, like the Pokemon Legends Arceus, or whatever you say it.
Yep.
That whole past look, and that looks kind of neat. And I like the idea of the future, but I kind of feel like it just looks white again. Like kind of like Order. I kind of feel like everything would just be sort of chrome. I don't know. I'm almost more interested in the past for like this world. And present, I don't know. I feel kind of indifferent. I'll be honest on that one. But to me, the past looks the coolest. So that's probably what I'm going with.
Absolutely. What about you, Chris? Who are you leaning toward?
Past.
Past.
I'm going past.
Man, why about the outlier here between both of you? You guys are teaming up on me. You're going Team Bread. You're going.
We're going to go back in time and eat bread. That's what we're doing.
It's all they were eating in the past. They didn't invent pasta yet.
We don't need to invent anything else. We got bread. They knew what was up. Square wheels and bread. Mm-hmm. That's just what we're doing. But yeah, I'm excited to see. Hopefully, they have like more of like origin stuff going on if we have it in the past, and go from there. But yeah,
that was actually kind of leading into my next question for you guys. Is so obviously we know that this is going to have implications toward what the story is going to be, or at least some of the structure for maybe even just the DLC for Splatoon 4. What would you expect to happen with what do you want to happen with past if past wins and affects the story for the future of Splatoon?
Either something from the past comes back, or maybe you time travel a little bit. Maybe you have to go back,
Oh, like Pokemon Legends
some reason,
Arceus style Splatoon? go way back in
I don't know,
time.
for some reason you get to see some of the early lore to that world, like what do they call it? Like the war that happened or something, and the single player, you get to go back and visit that for some reason. Stuff like that can be cool.
Absolutely. What about you, Chris? What are your thoughts on it? I know when we were talking about it earlier this week, you kind of mentioned, wanting to go back to the past and seeing some of the origin stuff. But, for the viewers at home, they may not know what you're talking about when we talk about the war that ended humanity and why we have the Squid Kids. You want to fill them in?
All the humans are gonna die. They're just gonna. You know what? I actually now that you mentioned it, I forgot the exact reason why everyone turned into Squid Kids. I think it was like everything. Everything was water, and then they turned into the Squid Kids. Is that what happened?
Hang on, I'm gonna Google the Splatoon early lore. All the lore you need to know.
Way.
So, what happened to the humans? The Splatoon series takes place in a distant future of our own world, but as you probably noticed, there's no sign of humans anywhere. 12,000 years before the Mollusk era, which is when the games take place, humanity was facing extinction from rising sea levels due to climate change. Judd, a cat who lived in this time, was saved by his owner, who invented two important items. Tartar, which you can see in the Octo expansion in Splatoon 2. Tartar, a phone that could store all of humanity's knowledge for the future, and a cryogenic capsule that could preserve life for thousands of years. He decided to save his cat Judd in this capsule before the rising sea levels wiped away nearly all life on land, and this led to a period of 10,000 years where Earth supported no intelligent life forms. So that is the early lore there. As far as that goes, I mean, there's a whole lot more that goes on. There's a war that goes on between the mollusks, Rise of the Mollusks, which is just 100 years before the first game. Inkopolis and Calamari Country were founded, and Captain Cuttlefish and DJ Octavio were born. Around this time, sea levels began to rise once more, forcing a conflict between the Inklings and the Octarians over the dwindling landmass. And that's the start of the first Great Turf War, which Judd was appointed the judge of. So, I mean, there's some dark lore there as far as that goes.
It really is. Crazy lore for this game, for this series.
Where do you think it would land you? Do you believe it would be during Rise of the Mollusks if they wanted to do a DLC for that for past?
Yeah, I guess.
I have no idea. Maybe something new, like we haven't heard of.
That could be kind of cool. That could be kind of cool. I would like to see all of the humans die. This is basically what
everyone die.
Yeah,
we're all on
play
there.
as Judd. Just let me play as Judd.
Oh yeah,
it feels like a total fan service thing. Like everybody wants to play as Judd,
right? Absolutely. Just be a cat. Just be a cat and live in a time capsule for 1,000 years. That's your DLC. It's a Tamagotchi of Judd the cat.
It's a nice idle game, Just sit there and you just wait.
It'd be
just
fine.
a fat cat walked away for thousands of years. Yep.
It'd be fine. Honestly, like I have to think about what I would want out of Team Present. The only thing that I could really see them doing is making Pearl and Marina more of the focus rather than, because I hope they don't. I don't see them inventing a new idol group to bring into the next game. I see them sticking with these three as far as that goes, and this may kind of determine who is going to be the person that reads you the news every time you boot up the game.
Interesting.
And then as far as storyline goes, though, for President, I would like to see more of what happens after you break Marina out of her mind control in the side order DLC. That's what I could think would happen with the present stuff, is they just kind of continue that storyline and expand it even further, giving you kind of a digital landscape and an in real life landscape, like they have the multiple lobbies and stuff that they have going on in the game already anyway with Splatoon 3. The future is the one that I'm the most uncertain about of what they would do with that. And when I think about like what they could do, I mean, obviously, I don't know that Deep Cut in general is is something that people necessarily want for another full storyline, because they were kind of the main antagonist of the main storyline for Splatoon 3. So, I mean, do you guys have any ideas what you would want to see out of a future storyline?
I feel like they could go in a whole new direction with that. I think, again, that's a weird reason, but I think just seeing just the picture there was a little off-putting, because I just feel like, again, it could be like all chrome. Maybe it's the SpongeBob episode that ruined me. I feel like they could still do it really cool. Make it a really interesting, different kind of future, you know? I don't know, give it like a steampunk look or something. That would be really neat. Or you could make it like a space theme, you know? So that could be neat. I don't know.
Man.
I could see future being pretty cool.
Cyberpunk 2077 levels of Splatoon. I'd be totally down with that. I'd be way down with that.
Cyberpunk in space.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Absolutely. It'd be fine.
It'd be Octopunk.
Do you guys want, one of the things that I've always kind of thought about that I think would be good is an introduction of a new race in the game. Because they really haven't done, I mean, they had Big Man show up, and he's a character that is presenting the news, and I always assumed like the DLC was going to let you play as Manta Race at that point. Like, cuz you had the Squid Sisters, and then you had Pearl and Marina, and Pearl and Marina was obviously a Squid Kid and an Octarian. An Inkling and an Octarian, and then they had the Inkling and the Octarians for Splatoon 3, but they also had the introduction of the Manta Ray, and I really wanted to be able to play as a Manta Ray at that point. I was like, give me Big Man Rays. I want to do that. I don't know why they never did that, and I think that could be kind of cool. And if they did do that, if they could come out and say, and they won't because they want to keep it a surprise for what they're going to do with the next game, depending on the results of this. But if they could come out and say, you get to play as Big Mans, I would be like, yeah, okay, I'm swapping over. I'm going to be Team Future for sure.
Yeah. Or in the future, what happens is all of a sudden they find one human, and then it turns out, oh no, there's a bunch of humans still alive. And then the humans have to wear like some sort of suit to be able to go down into the ink. And then that could be the third race.
That could be actually really, really cool. I could see them doing that with maybe past and tying that in. Like tying that into it. It would be
like
really
the last
cool.
human alive or something.
Look in the world.
Tall.
I feel like they look really odd.
Just tall. Giant and tall compared to the Squid Kids. Because I don't know what their like lore certified height is, but I imagine they're short people. Like I imagine they're small little
Like they're short.
alien-esque creatures.
Like who's?
Do what?
They're little who's.
Yeah,
down
just
in
like
Whoville.
that. Yeah, they're living on a snowflake, man. You can't have.
Judd, actually, you could look at Judd. I guess wouldn't he be a normal sized cat? So.
Yeah, he's house cat, and they're smaller than he
Yeah,
is.
that's true. Yeah. What about like game modes?
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna tell you guys a hot take. I don't know if it's so much of a hot take as much as it is. I hate the tricolor turf wars. I hate the tricolor turf wars. They are the worst part of Splatfest that has ever been invented, because here's the thing. You're either winning, right? And then you get to try to defend from two teams coming at you the entire time. It's eventually 2 versus 4 if you split your team up. Or you're losing and you're playing a tug of war, all while you have someone in the middle interfering with your tug of war. I freaking hate that. And honestly, I would like to see that go away. I don't want to have the 3-player the 3-team battles anymore. I want that to go away. And I know it's a little different than what you just asked, which is like, what about new game modes? But like, I will tell you what game mode I want to leave, and it's that. What you, Josh?
I don't know if it's related to like the Splatfest. I still feel like they could do something maybe related to like time travel. You know, like we've seen in other games before where things change slightly differently. Maybe the levels are laid out the same. Maybe the maps are laid out the same, but there's different obstacles. You know, depending if you play it in like the past or the present or the future. I don't know. Maybe even different weapons or something along those lines. Just little changes like that to mix it up some. I don't know, different places to explore, be it if it was the single player. That's just kind of the first thing that comes to mind, relating it back to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What about you, Chris? What did you have in mind? Anything?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm not a fan of I don't think they had a lot of great 3 Splatfests, like, for just have like 3 different options. I like the 2 options better.
Yeah.
Because it just seems like some of them are just like they're just forcing a third thing in there.
Yeah.
Unless they come up with 4, because if they do 4, then you could have like 2 teams against 2 teams. It's almost like a big team battle on bigger maps.
It's like the very first Splatfest they did for Splatoon 3. It was like gear versus grub versus fun. Like, what do you mean? Like,
yeah.
There's been some really weird ones.
Where does fun come in?
Clear other answers. The best one, I think, and I don't know how I feel about themed ones all the time, but I like the courage versus wisdom versus power one, because there's 3 pieces of the Triforce.
Yeah,
I thought that was perfect.
That was a very cool Splatfest.
Yeah, I feel like there's just things that are in 3s that could be more fitting, maybe, than like pasta, bread, and rice. Just feels a little weird to me. Maybe it's just a cultural thing that I'm not used to seeing. I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't even do Xenoblade 1, 2, or 3. Like, they don't even tell you, make you pick your first favorite Xenoblade.
Clemeny, no one in the live chat, left versus right versus fun. I mean, he's got a point, though. I mean, it's like, it's all these there were so many of these that I was like, that doesn't make any sense. They did the 12th Splatfest for Splatoon 3. Friends versus family versus solo, which is how do you want to spend your holidays? And I was just like, I don't know, like most people go see friends and most people go see family. And I don't think anyone necessarily chooses to be solo for that. It just kind of happens for the most part. So like,
well, that's because they didn't want to say, friends versus family versus depression. They didn't want to put that in there. So they
sadness.
just put solo.
There had to be a better way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They had to come out with a better one. I would like if they kind of mixed Salmon Run with like the actual verses. Kind of like there's Destiny has like a Gambit mode where you're kind of like working together with your teammates, but then also trying to compete against another team, and doing something like that could be fun.
I like that idea a lot. I think the Salmon Run mode in and of itself hasn't had a big enough focus within the game. It always feels like a side thought in a lot of ways, and it's probably my favorite mode in the game. I much prefer playing Salmon Run because it is at the same time it is competitive, but it's PvE exclusive, right? So like you're definitely working with your teammates to try to win. But I would really like Salmon Run in and of itself. I mean, even the storyline, which, spoiler warning for just a moment. I mean, you see Mr. Grizz exist in the main storyline for Splatoon 3, right? Like, but I just really want to see an actual like integration of Salmon Run into the greater world of Splatoon, and I like your idea of integrating it. I mean, if you wanted to do Tricolor Turf Wars in any way and just do 2 choices, that would be a cool way to kind of do that, where you have 2 teams working to try to battle the Salmonoids, so that way they aren't covering up all the land in the area, and whatever land each team has covered at the same time, the winner of that with the most land would win, right? Like that would be a cool way to integrate that and get rid of the problem area of having to defend or having to attack while also defending. So I think that's kind of cool. I like that idea, but I'm 100% with you. That is a mode that I want to see added in Splatoon 4 immediately.
One thing I've been wanting since the first Splatoon, and the closest we've got was in only the first Splatoon, is I don't understand why they don't add any version of like local multiplayer, like same system multiplayer in these games. Like they could do something. The only thing they have ever done was in Splatoon 1, and it was that balloon popping mode where like one person had to play on the gamepad and the other one played on the TV. And me and my wife played it some, but I mean, eventually when the Switch came out, she got her own Switch, mostly for Splatoon 2. Just so we can play together. Like I really feel like they could at least least do something 2-player, if not 4-player. Some sort of mode, be it like, or a couple modes. They could do just like a fun versus mode, some sort of one-on-one thing. They could do, I don't know. I feel like they can go to so many different directions with it. They could do something co-op. Maybe you could even go online together on like a 2-on-2 or something like that. I don't get why they don't take the time out to just give it a split screen mode of some sort or something. I feel like they could go so many different directions with that, even with like existing modes, like with Turf War. You'd have to make some adjustments, but I don't know. I don't understand why that's not there in any form.
I think a big reason is what you just mentioned, though. Is because you bought another Switch and you bought a second copy of Splatoon 2, right? And yeah. I almost wonder how many people have done that, because my wife and I did that. That was the whole reason she got her own Switch to begin with, was because Splatoon 2 was coming out and we wanted to play together. That was the whole reason I did my basement the way that it. I mean, Josh, you've been over at my house. You've seen my basement. I have 2 TVs on the wall and 2 Switch docks, so the wife and I can go down there and play almost like it's split screen in Splatoon 3. And that's usually how we play it when we get to play together. But man, like, I'm with you 100%. Like, give me a single system experience of multiplayer. I mean, just even let me go head to head with the person I'm playing with. I don't have to go online, but I wouldn't mind setting up like private battles on my system to where it's 1v1, a la GoldenEye 1994, or whenever that 1997. I can't remember when that game came out all of a sudden. But
it's all right. Perfect Dark's better anyway. But yeah.
But you catch my drift. Give me a way to split screen that stuff and have just an experience like that. And will I still?
Let me do Salmon Run.
If you lock off, Salmon Run would be perfect for that, because you need the communication. But if you lock off online play, I'm still going to get a second successor to the Nintendo Switch 2, whatever you want to call it, and 2 copies of Splatoon 4. I'm still going to do that if you lock it off to online only. But I have an option to be able to play together on one system if the wife and I are out and about, or if my son decides he wants to play with me and he wants to learn how to play the game. Because that's another thing, is that game, it's so hard to just take somebody online with you, because I am very positive they do lobbied matchmaking. It's so hard to take somebody online with you who doesn't know how to play the game and them have a good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the way the weapons are unlocked, like you're rewarded for playing it more. So when someone first joins, they tried to like help that a little bit with giving you a certain number of the
the weapon tickets, the certification tickets or licenses. What do they call it?
Yeah, it was like if you played the second one, you got the vouchers or whatever they were. I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and you didn't have to wait to level up to unlock them. You could pick like certain weapons to unlock.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, right, yeah. But you'll still get them or get just destroyed in a game, and then the person that beat you, their head gear, their shirt, and their shoes all have like the exact same thing,
same
and it's
perks.
Like they've got 1,000 hours in the game, and it's just
and that's fine. I mean, those people should be rewarded. Instead of giving me lobbied matchmaking, give me skill-based matchmaking. That's probably another thing that I would really like to have. And I know a lot of people don't necessarily love skill-based matchmaking, because then they go up on the skills and they get slaughtered and they go down on the skills. But like, it is a thing to kind of keep people engaged, and it's worth. I mean, it works for Call of Duty. It's like
give Turf War like a more competitive version and a casual version. I'd always stay.
Well, they have that. They have that. They have the competitive version and the casual version.
Oh, okay.
But like,
I forget.
Everybody still joins just the casual version.
All the competitive ones
are.
All the competitive people still get on the casual stuff. It just kind of takes the fun out of it. When you're getting just smoked over and over again, it's like, okay, this isn't.
And maybe we're old and bad. Maybe we're old and bad at this video game, and we don't have the reaction times that we need. But like, I don't know. Like, I still would argue skill-based matchmaking would be a feature that I think would make the next Splatoon absolutely worth it in so many ways. For people to jump online. It would help out with my kiddo who wants to learn how to actually play the game.
Yeah.
It would help out with Josh, who's on a 14 Splatfest loss streak. Not feel so bad. It would.
I think I broke it. I forget what the number is now. It's like 1 in 14.
1 in 14, baby.
I can't remember. That's Splatoon 3. Just Splatoon 3. So
Yep.
I don't. It's bad. It's just gone really bad.
Yeah, but it would help with those people who want to experience more of the game and not just feel bad every time they log on to an online lobby. And it's not so much.
Angry.
I'm not asking for easy mode. I'm asking for you to put me up against people that are at my skill level. Because you can see my skill level. We are on fire. Like they have the freshness rating on there. They can see how good you've done. As you lose freshness. As you win, you gain freshness. So, like, I don't know.
I need to play the guy who's played 2,000 hours in the past 2 weeks.
Yep.
I'm good. I'm on top of that.
Yep. No, I'm with you. But that's kind of where I land with it is like, I would like to see more fine tuning of who you're being put up against. As far as the single player modes, bring back the arcade games from Splatoon 1.
Oh yeah.
That's the other thing that I want to see them bring back. I don't know why they got rid of them in favor of Turf War, or what was it called? Turf Battles? No. Table Turf.
I do like that game. I do like the card game.
It's good, but it's just like, just let me play the arcade games too. I like the rhythm stuff.
Those old arcades, yeah.
Yeah.
Just slap those in there. It's easy.
Yep. Chris, you have any other wish list items for Splatoon 4?
Yes. Just don't make me read any of the stuff at the beginning if I don't want. You just sit there, make me listen to them talk. I don't care what they had to say. This is the 100th time I've loaded this game up. They're not going to say anything new. Just let me play. Obviously, I'm here for the Splatfest. I haven't played it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month and a half. I load the game up during the Splatfest. Obviously, I'm here for it. You don't have to tell me about it for 3 minutes.
Yep. Make Sheldon a mute as well. That's another one that talks way too much.
Even when you hit the speed up button to speed him up, it just
Yep.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Go.
I just put down my Switch and then just walk away for a little while. I'll be back.
Yeah, bring it back.
And they definitely need to keep the being able to save the data to the cloud, because I think when my kids broke their Switch or my Switch in the first with Splatoon 2 multiple times, they still didn't have the cloud save.
Nope. And
every time you had to just start over. You just lost every item and everything you had. But at least I got to keep, those amiibo outfits.
That's true. That's because they save the hardware data that way. But I mean, I'm with you. I don't even know if they have cloud save going on right now. Anyway, I've cycled through so many Switches. The only way that I thought that I was able to keep the save data was transferring my data from one Switch to the next before I finalized my trade-in of the old Switch if I traded one in. So it was one of those things. It felt dangerous, but they do have cloud saves now.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's new, and they should keep it.
I think Smash Brothers doesn't. Oh, there's a handful that don't, or
Pokemon doesn't.
Yeah, they're so concerned
Animal
about people
Crossing.
cheating, like they just don't let you back it up, which is kind of ridiculous.
It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. If there's a random rogue Pokemon that gets doubled up out there, like, who cares? I don't care. Do you care, Chris? Do you care, Josh? No, we don't care. I do know that, like, as far as skipping the intro screen, which, as adorable as it is the very first time you see it,
Character to it.
They had an option where you could click the stick to be able to put them into audio only mode. It doesn't do that during Splatfest. Why?
You gotta wait till they finish that, and then when they tell you about the match you're gonna play, then you can
all that stuff. Yep.
I don't know, man. As far as your ranking of Splatoon games, Splatoon 1, and we're talking about whole package, like what you got in for your base game and any DLCs they did, the whole package. Salmon Run, the arcade games, Table Turf, Octo expansion, whatever it may be. What would you rank Splatoon 1, 2, and 3 from best to worst?
Chris, go first, maybe.
He's afraid.
You have me go first? All right. I will say Splatoon 2, 3, and 1.
Ooh, okay.
I like that Octo expansion.
I understand. Okay. Josh, what about you?
If I'd have to choose, I'm leaning the same way. I will say in a lot of ways I think they've improved, like with each game in different areas. But I think too, maybe more of the stuff they introduced what was cool. Like Salmon Run at the time was a brand new thing. I still love it in 3, but I don't feel like it feels all that different or all that new necessarily. And I like the DLC. I love the DLC in 3 is really good. I prefer the Octo expansion a little bit. I'd probably pick 2 as my number 1. Maybe some of that's just like the timing and things like that, memories, but they're all really close. And I think they all 3 kind of have their own pluses, I guess, and minuses compared to each other. So I don't feel super strongly about that, but I'd maybe list it the same way.
I would say, here's what I would say. I liked 2 as a whole package the best. I'm with you guys. I'm with both of you guys. Until we get to the second one, which I liked 1 better. I liked 1 better than I liked 3. And it's not that I dislike 3. 3's got a lot going for it. It's got a lot of customization. It's got a lot of a very lively player base. But 1, and maybe I'm being coded by my nostalgia for this game in a different way, but I like the maps in 1 a lot more than I like the maps in either 2 or 3, to be completely honest. The maps in 1 are so much smaller and so much more concise, and I don't feel like I'm running from one edge of the earth to the other edge of the earth to be able to get to the other side of the game. The interface from 1 was significantly better because I had a live feed of the map all the time. I could do my super jumps easily instead of having to press the X button and press a D-pad button to be able to jump and then confirm my D-pad input. I could quickly super jump at the time. So I felt like my mobility was much better too. I like the story well enough in Splatoon 1. It was innovative and it was new and it was something different. And I think because it had novelty at the time, that kind of raises its rank up for me. I like the arcade mode that they had in 1. I like where you could just go, like you mentioned, do the balloon popping stuff, local co-op.
Something to do that.
Plus the arcade games. I really liked all those experiences. I think I've told this story on the show. Splatoon 1 is probably the only game that's ever made me actually legitimately rage in a way that I almost broke a video game. And it's that...
Been there with that one?
I got so mad, I walked over to my Wii U. My wife and I were living in a tiny apartment, and I've never done this with any video game in the past. But I walked over to the Wii U, hit the eject button, waited for the disc to come out, ripped the disc out as it was halfway out of the ejection, and just frisbeed it across the apartment. It bounced off of like 4 different walls and then landed, and then like I had this moment of post-nut clarity where I was like, oh no, what did I do? And then I ran over to the disc and I pick it up and I'm like, is it okay? And I go put it back into the Wii U and it's all fine. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. But like those highs and lows, I never really experienced out of like Splatoon 3 necessarily. Like I got on a losing streak and I was like, it is what it is. I'm on a losing streak. That's normal for me at this point. But then like even beyond that, like Splatoon 2, I actually felt like I was much better in Splatoon 2 than I was in Splatoon 3. I felt like the matchmaking was more fair. I don't know why. I didn't lose near as much in Splatoon 2. So like by proxy or by the by the circumstances, I would say Splatoon 3 lands worse for me because I hate how it makes me feel, how it makes me upset and sad, and I just don't even want to play online anymore. So, you know, I don't know. But that's where I would rank it. That's why I would rank it what I rank it. And I'm not the biggest fan of Splatoon 3 story mode. I don't like how open the hub world is. It's too wide. It's too big. It's too much I can do in that
I
game.
can see all that.
So, I don't know.
Also, they had a really good final boss, though.
In Splatoon 3?
Splatoon 3, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
That was cool.
I would agree with that.
With one... Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
As I say, with one, I did, the map and all that was really cool having it in your hands. However, I prefer to just use the Pro Controller. Like, I don't miss holding that big honking thing just to, try to play a competitive shooter. Like, I would rather just have my Pro Controller.
That's fair. Or the Wii U gamepad back.
Yeah.
Man.
Give us a second screen with the Switch 2 for crying out loud. But I missed, the second screen, especially. Remember, pretty much everything about Splatoon 1 sucks going back to it. In terms of all of the stuff when you're not playing the game is fun, but I mean all the stuff like pairing up with friends. Good luck.
Oh yeah.
Doing all that stuff.
Well,
right.
wife and I never paired up because we only had one Wii U. But I mean, even beyond that, like I'm with you. Like there was no pairing up with anybody.
It was just. I mean, it was even rough doing it in Splatoon 2. You had to
time
everyone join the lobby,
at the
and then
same
you
time.
might be. Yeah. Then you might hurry up. There's an open spot, and then you. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you might not be on the same team. I will give Splatoon 3 that. The ability to play with my friends is probably the best improvement they did to that game in Splatoon 3.
It is kind of like the randomness, though, honestly, in 2. Because, I'd play with my friend Zach a lot, and I kind of was like, all right, we're on the same team, and then sometimes we wouldn't be on the same team. I personally kind of like that as an option anyway.
Right.
I don't know.
That was fun. Yeah, but when I had two boys, two sons, one of them gets on my team, the other one doesn't, and he starts crying.
Oh, yeah.
It's not as fun, but that could just be a me issue. But yeah, Calamity Nolan says the fashion was much worse in Splatoon 1. I think the fashion was still good. It's much better in 2 and 3.
The Inkling designs were much worse in Splatoon 1. Have you seen the comparisons? They're straight downright ugly in Splatoon 1 compared to now. And now
they were
just
almost
tried
rabbits for crying out loud.
I mean, they've done their best to try to make them sexually attractive, which I don't know if that's the thing they should be doing anyway. That's a hard left turn from where they should have been going. But listen, they got hips that won't quit and are dancing, and they're squid kids. Stop.
Right.
Make them squid adults if you're going to do that. But, hey.
They're still squids. It's still great.
I mean, listen, we're tentacles down here. You got furries, scalies, and tentacles. It's fine. It's fine.
What?
Tentacles.
Hold on. What's
tentacles?
That? Tentacles. We got post-nut clarity. We need to knock it off.
This has turned into an all-adults only Nintendo podcast. That's what it is now.
What the heck's going on over here?
I'm sorry. Bleep me in the post.
Everybody knows.
But yeah, since it did take quite a while to get into a match sometimes in Splatoon 1, the fact that you could play the mini game on the touch screen on the gamepad while you waited.
I did like that. That was fun too.
But also at the same time, I wanted to be able to play. I liked using the screen and wanted to be able to play on the screen at the same time. So I'm glad, that we now have that, even if it is 4 extra buttons to jump somewhere. But yeah, I just miss that second screen. I like the DS is probably my favorite Nintendo system, and then on top of that we got the Switch with the gamepad. If they could do something where they have some sort of second screen that isn't my phone, that would be great for the next Switch. For Splatoon 4, I think Splatoon 4, we're either going to get a 4-person battle, or it's just going to go back down to 2. I hope it doesn't. I'll be all right without the tri battles.
Yep.
If we lose that because they got rid of the 3-person. Yeah, we got to get Squidward versus Mr. Krabs. We already got Patrick versus SpongeBob.
Actually, let me ask you guys final question before we move on, because we've been live for like an hour and 20 minutes right now. But what was your favorite Splatfest of all time out of any of them? What was your favorite one?
Look back, I've played at least one match. That's my rule. I have to play at least one match in every Splatfest since cat versus dog. There's been so many. I'd have to think about that for a little while. I have a Superstar shirt. I actually wore it just now on the way back from California. I changed now, but the team Superstar versus Mushroom or Super Mushroom, whatever it was. Gosh, I don't know.
That would be my default one because it is Mario, and I mean everybody here knows I love Mario, but like that one's not my favorite one.
That's not your favorite?
Not my favorite one.
What was your favorite?
My favorite one, and it comes from Splatoon 1, was the Autobots versus Decepticons. It was the first like franchise tie-in.
That was a good one.
And I was like, what? But this also came around the time that like the Mercedes-Benz cars were getting added to Mario Kart 8. I was like,
that
what
was
is
really
going on?
good. And
they were doing so much franchise tie-in stuff at the time.
Turtles was pretty neat when they did all 4 of those.
Yeah, that was a Splatoon 2, right? That was Splatoon 2.
I think it was 1. I think they did like 2-on-2. It was like a tournament, and Team Raph won.
Yep.
So
because they
had a good ending.
They had a tournament for those where it was Raph versus Leo, Mikey versus Donnie, and then Raph versus Donnie for the final.
Something like that. I can't remember. I know Raph won.
That's a cool one. That's a cool one.
Cool. I like how they handled that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Autobots versus Decepticons was the first sponsored. Well, I don't know if it was sponsored, but the first one in America. But in Japan, they had like their second Splatfest in Japan after Rice versus Bread. They're bringing them back now, but they had like 2 different kinds of like ramen competing against each other, and you had to like pick which one, or 2 different kind of like meals.
Oh yeah,
and so you had to like pick which one you wanted.
The red Kitsune Udon versus the green Tanuki Soba. So
fast food tournament.
Yeah.
McDonald's versus Burger King.
They had
KFC versus Chick-fil-A. Like KFC would get crushed.
I always felt like they did McDonald's. Didn't McDonald's sponsor one of these once?
I think it was
like they were
on the second game. They sponsored. I think it was in Japan. They had fries versus McNuggets.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yep.
I'm looking here. I'm trying to find it.
It is.
It was the second official one before they did the like test fire.
Yeah, because they had the world premiere one, and then they had.
I'm not always crazy over like real life stuff being in games like that, but I kind of had fun with all of these. Granted, if they were themes that I didn't care for, I'd probably feel differently. Like I like SpongeBob, so SpongeBob versus Patrick was fun, But if it was like 2 anime characters that I didn't know, I wouldn't care. So, I'm torn on that.
Since you don't like anime, you're uncultured. It's fine. It's fine. You can be uncultured.
I watch Sonic X. I watch all of Sonic X. Thank you.
Is that an anime? It could be. It could be.
And they had the turtles.
They did.
I think that might have been my favorite. It was how they had like Raph versus Leo, Mikey versus Donnie, and then Mikey and Leo both didn't win, and instead it was Raph versus Donnie.
I wouldn't have competed anymore. Mikey's my turtle. I've been like, I'm done.
And then while they did that in America and Japan, it was like a Hello Kitty tournament type of thing.
That's way less cool than Turtles. Like, objectively less cool. As much as Hello Kitty Island Adventure is good, like, it's just not good. That's way less cool.
Yeah, that's coming from the guy who's not afraid to admit that. It might be a good game. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we're not just being,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Plus, I mean, everyone knows Hello Kitty's not a cat, Hello Kitty's a human.
Right. Absolutely.
Really?
Hello Kitty is a human, according to them. Hello Kitty has a cat. Her name is Charm. Hello Kitty has a pet cat.
I know.
What's the logo you see with the white cat? Is that Charm or is that...
No, that's Hello Kitty.
No, that's Hello Kitty.
Why does it look like a cat?
It's anime. Just get behind it. It's fine.
I don't watch anime.
Oh,
I'm going to change my name to Chris Human.
Chris Human, so many people know. People know. I'm gonna be Cody Kitty. Oh man. Well, listen, that is our main topic for tonight. We are excited for the future of Splatoon and Splatoon 4. That is inevitably going to be coming to the successor to the Nintendo Switch. If you guys have thoughts, please leave those in the comments below. Tweet them at us at our respective Twitters and comment them here in the live chat, which I've seen quite a few very, very funny chats in the live chat. If you didn't see it, you missed out. I'm sorry. Yeah, but we have been running a giveaway over on our Twitter. Okay? We've been running a giveaway over on our Twitter. We announced it late last week. I posted about it in our Discord. We posted about it over on our respective Twitter and Threads accounts. And we mentioned it in a video, so that way you guys would be able to know about it. But we were giving away a copy of Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, a digital copy, not a physical copy, because those only come in the big box if you're in America lands. But we were running that giveaway, and I do believe Josh has gone. His camera is frozen, and now he's blacked out. He's like, I don't even want to hear about this giveaway. I wasn't here for it.
Yeah.
But we were doing a giveaway for it. We had a lot of entries. We have a wheel of names that I'm pulling up on the screen now to let us and help us decide who is going to be winning this copy of Nintendo World Championships.
Please be me. Please
NES
be
Edition.
Me, please be
you already
me,
have it.
please.
You uninstalled it.
Oh, okay, right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. But thank you so much for the people who went over and liked and retweeted or reposted over on both Twitter and Threads, respectively. Followed us on our social media platforms, and then also those who went and subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you guys are not currently subscribed on our YouTube channel, please do me a favor, do Chris a favor, do Josh a favor. Go give us a follow over there. We're posting more content than ever, not just the podcast on Tuesday nights, which we record live. Go over there, give us a quick follow. Let's go ahead. We are going to spin that wheel to decide the winner, which we will contact through Twitter DMs if we are able to. So make sure you have your DMs open. You want to count me down to spin that wheel, Chris?
5.
I'll start at 5. 99. 94.
980. 3, 2, 1, go. Quick as a cricket.
Quick as a quick. Let's spin that wheel. And our winner is Dev_masked, just missing Virtua Cat by a literal Squid Kid's hair. By a Squid Kid's hair. Just missing Virtua Cat by a Squid Kid's hair. Wins a copy of Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. I'm hearing myself in the background for some reason.
Oh, my bad. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
So, congratulations to Dev_masked. Hey, you're golden now. Congratulations to Dev_masked on winning that. We will be contacting you via your Twitter DMs, and you get to go on there and compete against the likes of myself, Josh, and Chris Becker to see who is faster in the world. So, I hope you enjoy it. It's been a pretty good game. Go check our impressions video for more information on that. But congratulations to our winner. And without any further ado, we're going to jump into the extra Nintendo news. So after this transition, Josh, take it away. All right.
Wow, that last part kind of scared me.
It's new. It's new. I had to add Chris in there. I had to add Chris. So, Josh, what do we got in the news this week?
So we have, speaking of Splatoon, we have new amiibo of the Squid Sisters and Off the Hook coming, as you can see there. So,
he's gone again. So we have new amiibo of the Squid Sisters and Off the Hook coming in what it looks like their Final Fest forms for Splatoon. You've got the Alterna outfits for Callie and Marie, and you also have the side order outfits, and these are all the DLC outfits included on here for Pearl and Marina. I really dig the ink colors that they've went with on these. This like neon green is okay for the Splatoon 1 idols. But the gold and the silver ink underneath Pearl and Marina, and that orange suit for Marina, by the way, chef's kiss, it is so good. Like, I want to wear a power suit and heels like that so badly. I just don't think I would look as good in them. But that does look super cool. Details are scant on when these are releasing, but they are available for pre-order at a couple of different retailers right now.
They're coming out that week as the Splatfest.
Okay, so September 9th through the 11th. That's when you can get them. They'll sell out otherwise. You better get them before the 11th. They're not making them anymore. And then we go into another piece of Splatoon 3 Grand Festival news. Not only are we getting the amiibos during the Grand Festival, but you will also have the opportunity, not even will, you are able to right now go online at the Nintendo store and pick up a shirt to rep your favorite team from this Splatfest. Team Pass shirt, I mean, it is awesome. Like, I like that black with that like pinkish red included on it, and the 3 logos that are on the back. But it is awesome. I can kind of hear you. Now I hear me again. But it looks freaking cool. Team Present shirt is okay. It's all white. I really don't like that. I hate that it is all white. And Team Future shirt, it's also neat. It kind of reminds me of the
like wearing black anyway.
Yeah, right. But it reminds me of the Genji get up from Overwatch for some reason with all the silver and lime green that's on there. But also announced in this announcement is the fact that they are going to be putting out the Grand Festival wristbands for you to be able to pick up with your platinum points. Hopefully they don't cost 1,200 platinum points again. And I do want to get this immediately before the final
It'll
festival.
sell out immediately.
It most likely will. If the hat's gone, you know those are going to go. So be on the lookout. Keep it locked in here at Nintendo Rewind to be able to see those. Josh, are you back permanently or temporarily?
Who knows? We'll see what the laptop decides.
All right.
That's the fun in it.
You want to keep up the news here, my good sir?
We'll give it a shot here. The next one would be that Nintendo launches new Joy-Con accessory 7 years too late. So, yeah. This is basically like a separate Joy-Con charger. It's very odd, like we mentioned earlier, that it's coming out now. My only guess, to me, and I'm probably reading way into this, is that this is also usable. I don't know what, compatible, I guess, with the next system. Maybe it uses Joy-Cons as well or something very similar, because it just seems like a very odd time for this to pop out. Again, maybe I'm overthinking that one. So, any thought on that one real quick?
No, I'm with you. I think I'm with, Chris in the pre-show. I think he pretty much said that because the Nintendo Switch 2 is likely not going to have the same rail system for the Joy-Cons, that we're likely going to be seeing this as the solution to keep these compatible with the next system. I think you guys are both spot on with it.
Related somehow.
I only really like it because I have no way to charge these easily without taking off my current Joy-Cons and sticking these on the Switch. Meanwhile, the Joy-Con for the Super Nintendo version and the Joy-Con for the Nintendo 64 version all have USB-C ports on them, so I can charge them with a cable. So I will likely get one of these exclusively to dock these suckers and have them charged all the time.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll see what comes from that, I guess. I'll go into the next thing here because there's a handful. There are Crocs and Pokemon teaming up for a collab. As you can see here, they're very interesting looking. I've never worn Crocs myself, but I've heard they're very comfortable, so it's kind of tempting. Though I believe these are what, $79.99?
$69.99, $70.
Yeah, I probably won't get them then, but
less tempting. Yeah.
It's still,
I don't know if that's
same
a
price as a
for
brand new video game for Nintendo Switch 2, you know?
Yeah, but anyway, they're there. If that is your thing, they're pretty interesting ones. You got a few choices there.
I want the Gengar ones.
Yeah, I could see that, I guess, if I had to go with one. Now, speaking of the Pokemon Company, they are listed as a lineup highlight at Gamescom, but Nintendo is completely absent. So, gosh, I'm glad I went in 2019 and not this year, because Nintendo was one of the things that made me the happiest to see when I showed up there. I hate that these bigger companies like Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft aren't showing up to these events. Like that's part of what killed E3, and I'm afraid like the same thing's going to happen for here. It just feels so lame, like for everything to go so digital. Like you can't just physically be there anymore.
Yep. What was your experience like at Gamescom, by the way? Like, I always just kind of like imagine this as like Germany's version of E3, but maybe I'm wrong on that.
Not to go, I guess, too deep into it, but I think to give you an idea of like the scale, I believe there was 40 to 50,000 people there when I was there that year, and the building is huge. Like it's just different buildings and big warehouse-looking areas and stuff. So you really had to walk around to get to see everything. So it was just a huge event like I'd never really been at before, and they had booths set up everywhere. I think very similar to like demos and stuff they'd have had set up at E3 that year. Some of them probably like the same demos. It was like Luigi's Mansion 3 at the time. Oh gosh, I can't remember. One of the Pokemon games. Was it Sword and Shield maybe? I don't remember. But there's a few things like that in Link's Awakening that were set up for Nintendo, and then just all the other companies had their stuff set up. It was really, really cool. There's probably a little less, or at the time, there was a little bit less big announcements there than as there was E3, but I feel like there was just more people and a lot more. It was maybe more visitor friendly, I guess. Not just about the press as much as I feel like E3 kind of was turning into, or at least was. So I don't know. The short on that anyway. It was super awesome. So, yeah, I hate to see that happen. I don't know exactly what that means for the Pokemon Company on that. It doesn't seem like they gave out a whole lot of details. So who knows? That could just be Gamescom saying, "Hey, look, we still have the Pokemon Company. We're still cool." And like I think when you all mentioned, it could just be like a Pokemon Go event or something. So yeah, you don't know. It's kind of like when Miyamoto was like, "Oh yeah, I'm still working. I'm working hard on Pikmin Bloom." It's like, okay.
Yep.
If you say so. So outside of that, you all, I think, are way more familiar with this. I heard you talking about it than I am. It does not seem like my personal cup of tea by looking at it from a book from its cover. But this is the new, is it Denpa Min?
Mm-hmm.
Passes 100,000 downloads day one plus. Okay, I'm sorry. Plus, we also have some impressions from Super Nintendo here. It is a free to play game. Is that right?
Yeah, free to play game. It's like you just take your Denpa Men. Then what happens is like they got like different sections where you can go to like try and find them, and then the ones that you look at to try to like find under a scope, because Denpa Men come from sound waves. So on the 3DS, you would just hold your camera up, and then you would just see them in your room, and then they would just be flying around, and you had to catch them from there. So they go through the sound waves, and basically what happens is you go into take them, and you want ones that have antennas on their head, because the antenna is basically the power. You might find like a yellow one with an antenna. They can do like, they might be able to do a special attack that would paralyze the enemies, or get like a red one with an antenna and they'll do fire, and then they have like healing Pokemon and things like that. So you want to like mix and match which kind of or Denpa Men, not Pokemon. Denpa Men you have with you, and then you have like a stamina meter. With this one being free to play, you have a stamina meter, so you can only do so many dungeons at a time before, and only catch so many new Denpa Men before you need to like either pay or just wait. So that's kind of how they get you, or try to get you. But yeah, this came out everywhere else on the 22nd. It came out on the 22nd yesterday here, but in America, but not until like what was it, like 9 p.m. Eastern or something like that?
It was super late. It was super late. We posted a short, and people were upset with us. They were like, "Where is it?" But
I was like, "Go get it! It's out now!" And then
it is what it is. It was out now. If you live in Japan land or the Australian eShop, this is their fault for not looking at the eShop that they're on. It's fine. We'll blame them.
Everyone else's fault.
Yep. Do you like it, Super Nintendo? Is it a pass play or insta download?
Yeah, I say play. That way you can download it. It's free to play. Download it, see if it's your type of game. If you enjoy what you play with the demo and you would like something cooler, something more voluptuous, we'll say. That's a Cody word right there. You can go ahead and download the demo for Miitopia and then give that a go. And then if you like that, go ahead and buy Miitopia on the Switch.
Okay.
This is a backdoor Miitopia ad.
I've been bait and switched. All right.
Yeah. You've been bamboozled.
I've been bamboozled.
Go ahead, eat a bean.
Well, hold on. No, I'm not doing it because we haven't made it to Histowii yet, but we do have the new game segment coming up, and we're going to fast forward to what's coming up this upcoming week.
Okay, so we got quite a few things. Right, that came out this week. We got the star named Eos
coming out this week. We need to work on our release dates.
Sort of, it's today.
Well, no, the star of
this one came out today.
Eos is out today, yeah. But then everything else between now and next Tuesday, by golly, they got Exhausted Man, which is just Cody.
It's Cody.
Well, how much is Star of Eos?
Please, for crying out loud, the Star of Eos, star named Eos, is $14.99, but it's got a launch week sale it's on sale for $13.49. Was it 10%?
Yeah, it's got a 10% discount. It's a story-rich puzzle adventure.
Half a pack of gum.
Right? It's a story-rich puzzle adventure built around photography. Explore a beautiful hand-drawn world as you photograph some of the most precious yet fleeting moments in your life. So it's all about mortality. I won't play this one. I don't want to think about dying. I got too many years of life still left. But you wanted to talk about.
Never mind.
You wanted to talk
Off
about
topic.
The Exhausted Man, and it's
just Cody.
Sons of guns. It is me. It is me. Anyway, tell the people about Exhausted Man, Chris.
So the Exhausted Man, it's sort of almost like Octodad, where like you're going around and like you just
that's my wife. It's also Exhausted Woman.
Oh weird.
Yeah, it's definitely a physics-based like game. I think people that like those type of games, like what is it, Fall? What's that one?
Human Fall Flat?
Human Fall Flat, stuff like that. You'll have different objectives, and things like that. Yeah.
It's like a Snake Pass?
Yeah, it's a Snake Pass. Hopefully the HD Rumble doesn't go crazy like it did with Snake Pass when it launched. But yeah, Exhausted Man is $9.99. What are you waiting for? Please.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick this one up. It's pretty too. Like it looks good. I like its graphics.
I like the way it looks. And Calamity Nolan says we're all exhausted. Yeah,
exactly.
We're all Cody.
I'm on jet lag right now.
Exactly.
What is it like?
Exhausted Josh.
9 p.m. for you right now. You're fine.
I'm confused. I don't know. I think I'm actually in the past. Well, wait. I'm in the future right now.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be up really late. I was exhausted earlier. Now I'm like kind of okay. Yeah, it's confusing. And then I gotta go back to work. So.
What's the next game on this list?
The next game on the list is Arranger, a role puzzling adventure. This is a game where you're basically the world doesn't move until like you move. If you move to the right, everything in that row that you moved moves to the right with you. I really like the art style. The art is done, I don't remember the person's name, by golly, but it was like the same artist as the game Cardo. That was another game that I really enjoyed. But yeah, and it is out. This Arranger is out on the 25th of July. for $19.99. It's on sale now. You can go pre-order it and preload it for $17.99.
Not bad. Not bad. Anything else still on the list?
Yes, but you can also go ahead and what is it? Is it a Bather?
Oh yeah, Abathor. I think I'm calling it Abathor.
All right, we're calling it Abathor, whether you like it or not. It is $14.99, coming out on July 25th. It is like a 2D, almost looks kind of like Golden Axe-y.
ActRaiser.
What?
ActRaiser, Golden Axe, like kind of in that same.
It looks,
same vibe.
yeah, it looks like ActRaiser, but ActRaiser also has like a town builder in it. This doesn't look like it has that. This looks like a 2D kind of action game.
It's like Contra, but with swords.
It does kind of look like Contra Swords. I don't know how much Metroid E-ness is going to be in there, but I don't think Abathur Doid doesn't have the same ring to it as Castlevania.
No,
as
that's
a Metroid. Yeah.
Abadoid.
Abadoid.
It's an Abatroid. Oh man, I don't know. I'm excited for that. We had like 4 good games that were under $20 this week too. So like, there's a lot to be excited about here with everything. Exhausted Man has me really interested. I'm glad you brought that one up because I wasn't even thinking about that one. I was like, Star Named Deus looks cool. A Ranger, of course, has to make it because it was in the Nindies showcase that they did recently. Abathor also kind of looked like a fun like party game, and that is, I'm pretty sure, local only, single system 1 to 4. So they do not have an online mode for Abathor. But Exhausted Man, come on now, that game looks good.
It's a little close to home.
Yep. Without any further ado, we're gonna go to the final segment of the show, and that is Histowii. We'll catch you right after this. Welcome to the part of the show that we call Histowii. In this segment, my co-hosts, plural, Josh, I need to figure out which way I'm pointing, and Chris must try to guess a game. They're going to be working together, so they have each other to bounce ideas off of. So this is going to get twice as hard for me to try to stump these guys. But they must try to guess a game that was released within the past week, but years ago, as long as I know my release dates appropriately. This is going to be based on a trivia, a screenshot, and a random sound effect or song. Guys, as my resident nostalgia nerds, do you feel like you have what it takes to guess that game?
I mean, between the two of us, for sure. Like, I could get this on my time, and I know he knows his stuff. We got this easy.
Yeah, he used to know his stuff until I stumped him last week while you didn't even give him a proper lifeline.
Out of his little window.
He is. He's 3D.
He's not even in his window.
He lives digitally inside the Wii, along with us. But he's trying to escape, like 7 Days to Die or the Ring. He's the Ring girl trying to climb out. He's gonna land on you with TV static. The audience, I'll ask if you're watching this live. Feel free to put your guesses in the live chat, and if you're catching this later on YouTube, put your comment down below what you think the game is, and then if you get it right, what will happen is Josh and Chris will turn into an Inkling and an Octarian, and they will learn how to swim through ink, and then they will come and hide under your bed and surprise you with Nintendo games each night of the rest of your life. And I don't know if you're going to want that. That sounds horrifying, to be completely honest, but that's your prize. So, without any further ado, I'm going to reveal clue number 1 up on the board right now. July 23rd, 1993, jumping back in time to the SNES, Japan saw the release of this skate and grind platforming game.
I have an idea, but I don't know if it lines up with Japan. Pretty sure the one I'm thinking of was like a Western-made game,
Okay. Chris, do you have any ideas? Are you feeling confident yet?
Not yet.
Okay. I'm going to send you guys your clue number 2. I apologize, you're getting the version that's getting put on the screen because I didn't make a small version of it.
That's not what I thought it was.
Clue number 2 is coming to the audience at home. Clue number 2. Can one of you guys describe what you're seeing on the screen for our audio listeners?
It looks like somebody who maybe has like a hat on, a kid in their bare feet, jumping and swinging something downward. It looks like a 2D platformer. It looks like a game that I think I know. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think I know what it is.
Bottom right, there's a guy there that's like, I'm not saying this to be funny, but it kind of has that anime-ish kind of look, or JRPG-ish kind of look to it, you know, the hair and the eyes and all that. So it's definitely not what I was thinking of. When I first read that, I was thinking of Radical Rex, because it's like, you know, you're on a skateboard. And it's a
I
2D
wasn't going to
platform.
go that easy. That was a staple on your previous show, Josh.
Yeah, that's kind of what it made me think of. This is obviously not that. I don't know. They're on like a, I can't tell. It's like a brick building. Maybe it's like a castle. Gosh, it's kind of hard to read the theme on this even. I want to say the guy in the bottom right might be wearing armor, because he looks like he's got shoulder pads or something. All I got to go off of.
All right. Are you guys ready for clue number 3?
I think I've played this game actually.
Okay. Are you ready for clue number 3?
Yeah, we'll listen to clue number 3 before I tell you what it is.
Let me pull down the theme song for this right now. Clue number 3 is being played for those at home. Clue number 3 is coming to you right now.
Oh, wait a minute.
I mean, if you can't, if you didn't know it, the music should give it away.
Okay, hold up. Now that we've gotten to the theme, I don't know which one it is, but I love this franchise, and I just met one of the characters, sort of in Universal Hollywood, and was standing next to the car. I'll just say the car from this series. The question is, and maybe he knows the answer to this, I don't remember what ones were released on the NES. Or no, you said SNES. I apologize. Okay, then I really don't know. I don't know for sure what was released on that from this movie franchise. I know what it's from now.
Yes, it is Back to the Future, not 1, not 3, but Part 2.
All right. Is that the answer you both want to lock in?
And it's not an SNES game. It is a Super Famicom game.
Oh,
but you can. I mean, whoever
get a Back
wrote
to the
that
Future
on there,
game we didn't get. That's not fair.
All
it's
right.
all right. Trying
Anyway,
to trick us.
I'm going to take you guys over to the Grand Weeville right now. It is Super Back to the Future 2 for the Super Famicom. You are correct. I did not attempt to trick you. I just failed to write the correct thing in the thing there. That was my bad, but I was wondering if you guys were going to get it. I didn't know. This was a Japan-only release, which is super crazy to me that they got a Back to the Future game that we did not get. The theme song on this is so iconic. I thought, there's no way that no one's going to know this. There's no way.
ringtone for years.
Yeah. I was like, there's no way no one's going to get this one.
Anyway,
There he is with Doc Brown.
Thursday. Supposed to be on Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah, I know this.
But the game, it's a weird game because it is exclusively a skate and grind action platformer. Like it is you're on your hoverboard the entire time throughout the game. You play as Marty McFly. You go and do crazy things in the I almost said Pine Grove, which is not what the town is called. What is the town called? Somebody please, dear God, help me out. But it is a very finicky game, and it did not get great reviews whenever it released, and I don't know that it even still reviews very well. Twin Pine, thank you, Mrs. Nerdwire. I appreciate you in the live chat there. Not Pine Grove. Angel Grove. There we go. It's a Power Rangers game now. But that being said,
not familiar to me.
game is, well, it shouldn't because you've probably never played it because you're not Japanese. Otherwise, you would like anime a lot more than you do. But I am super proud of you guys for working together. Not really even working together. You didn't get the super.
Worked together.
You didn't get the super, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give you the point anyway because I'm not going to be that much of a stickler. But I needed to go easy this week because I've been so hard on you guys 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks ago?
It wasn't easy until the theme song. The theme song was a dead giveaway.
Oh, yeah, duh. Duh.
Just didn't know if it was 1, 2, or 3. I didn't know what they released.
Oh, goodness. But July 23rd, 1993, jumping back in time, Japan saw the release of this skate and grab platforming game. You know, hey, listen. You got to get back to the future, Marty. Congratulations, 17 rewind points directly on that board. Congratulations on your all's win this week. We're going to go to the outro and say goodbye to the people. That does wrap up this week on Nintendo Rewind. Josh, where can they find you, my friend?
We're here at my house. No, I am on most places as Whopper744. The most game-focused one I'm still on, for whatever reason, is Twitter or X at Whopper744Games, because the other name was taken. So, yeah, most places, though, it's Whopper744. So, that being said, Chris, where can they find you?
Oh, you could probably find me at Super Nintendo on pretty much everything. Making gameplay videos for Steam Deck and Switch. And then once the Switch 2 comes out, I'll be making a lot of videos about that. And then just having ADHD streams where I'll stream like 6 games in the span of a half hour, you know.
Get to the loading screen, go, I'm changing this.
Yeah, it was loaded up way too slow.
So I'm not the only one that does that. Okay, I need to get on your screen.
Oh, man.
And Cody, what about you? Where can people find you, for crying out loud?
Nerdwire Plays. Go to nerdwireplays.com. You can find links to all my social media pages, links to my Twitch, links to everything. It's got it all. I'm Nerdwire Plays everywhere. So I post mainly on Threads, and then I'm live just about nightly here on Twitch, but not here on Twitch. Here on Twitch over at Nerdwire Plays. So you can catch all of our past episodes in video form on YouTube at youtube.com/@the-Nintendo-Rewind. Visit our site for links to all of our social media pages at nintendorewind.com. Consider supporting the show through memberships. We do have a video already out there for the members where you can watch Chris and I go head-to-head in Nintendo World Championships. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, you can catch us live every Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel. We love your faces, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.